What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another vlog. I hope everybody's doing well. It's been another 4 or 5 weeks since I posted an update, so it's about that time again where I gave you guys a quick update on what's going on, how my teeth are doing, the progress of my recovery, and all things like that. As far as you guys, I want to hear from you guys as well in the comment section, like some of you guys have been doing. How are you guys doing? How's your progress? Again, I know some of you guys may have had surgery recently or a couple months ago. How's that going? Did you guys have some of you have had surgery recently, gotten over that 3-week, 2-week hump? Gotten splints removed? Are you able to talk and chew? Let me know about that, by the way. I wanna hear about it. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know or ask me. But anyway, update about me. So I want to tell you guys about what happened on Tuesday. I had an orthodontist appointment. So this was basically what, December like 12th or something like that. No, 15th, 16th. I don't know, December 16th. And I have had my braces on basically for at least now at this point over 6 months since I had my surgery. Now typically when you have your double jaw surgery, they say that you can get your braces removed at the 6-month mark. Some people get off even earlier, 3-4 months, and definitely by 6. Now anything longer, I don't really know if I've ever heard of anybody having them that much longer after braces, after surgery, because typically when you get ready for surgery, they basically almost perfect your teeth so that when you do have surgery, they're almost ready, good to go, they heal, and then you can take the braces off. There's not much working and pivoting of the teeth and shifting that needs to happen afterwards because it's already been done beforehand. So for me, again, personally, if you're new to the channel, I got my braces on in January 2018. I had them for 1.5 years until I got my surgery in June 2019. So 1.5 years of braces. Now I already had pretty straight teeth. I mean, really straight, to be honest. I had like one crooked tooth on the bottom, but other than that, pretty straight. But I had an underbite, so a lot of the teeth were kind of shifted and organized to accommodate that bite versus a new one. So whatever that meant, it took 1.5 years for me to have braces before I was ready for surgery. Then I got surgery on June 3rd, 2019. It's been 6 months and I still have my braces on. Now the last couple weeks have been pretty anxious for me, especially leading up to this last appointment, because it's like Christmas time and I'm thinking in my head, all I want for Christmas is to get my braces off. Like, please God, get them off. Like, that would be amazing. And like I told you guys before, I knew that my orthodontist was like, no, that might not be the case. It could be even next June. So a full year after surgery. So I knew this going into it, but I was kind of upset the way that my teeth were looking. Now, again, having jaw surgery, you're so hyper focused on little nuances and differences in your bite. And me being that kind of person, I was looking at this and I go, no, that's not symmetrical. Why is this tooth this? This tooth, this canine is almost touching the bracket, but when I close my mouth, this canine on the other side is really far from the bracket. And, I see these gaps in these teeth, and I see those little triangle dark pieces when I floss. It's, underneath on my lower side, my lower teeth, that is really kind of unattractive, or I don't really like that. So how can we close that gap? All these different things, and my teeth hadn't been sore, and I wasn't really feel like I was making progress. I was kind of like, let's go. Like, if nothing's going on, let's just get them off. But if not, here are the issues, and let's get them fixed. So that's basically what happened. I went to my orthodontist on Tuesday, and I was like, hey, I've been really anxious. I really want to get these braces off, but look at these things. I don't like what this is. Why is that different there? How about this lateral incisor? It looks like it's kind of angled out too far. Can we angle that in? The bite doesn't feel right here. The buttons I was wearing on the inside of my back molars that were kind of poking out towards my tongue are hurting me, and I feel like they're just negatively affecting the tooth because the rubber band that's pulling them is making the tooth kind of shift outwards. So my teeth are facing this way rather than down. Not that extreme, but you get the idea. So I brought all those things up to my orthodontist. He goes, well, you're giving me a lot of reasons why you should probably keep your braces on. And I'm like, that is fine, actually. As long as we're making progress and I know that there's changes happening, I can see them, then I'm fine with that. I'm good to go. So a couple big things happened. One, I got the buttons removed. So the buttons were these things in the back of my mouth, on the back molars, on the inside, these little kind of pins that I hooked a rubber band to from the inside of my back molar across my bottom teeth and to the bottom 2 brackets here. So it was like a triangle shape that went from the inside top to the outside bottom. So those finally got removed. So now the inside of my teeth on the top is super smooth. There's no more of those poking spikes hurting my tongue, and that's really nice. So that's a huge relief. That got taken out. Number 2, I noticed that whenever I bit on my teeth, and by the way, here's what they look like right now. So the bite overall is pretty good, it's looking pretty good, but I noticed that over here on these canines, let me just grab this little mirror here. Yeah, so I could like see through my mouth here, right? They're not quite like closing over one another and blocking the dark kind of gaps that are basically what's inside of my mouth, you know? So I said, that's different from this side, which is more closed. So I said, why is that the case? This canine is not blocking and coming over that tooth like the other one is. Let's adjust something like that and fix that. And what we did is we're doing new rubber band. So now I'm doing a diagonal one on just this side, all the way back bracket down to this little canine here. So as you can see with that, I've got that going on. That should help adjust the lower jaw, he said, which is kind of shifting away and causing that gap. So that'll fix that. And then number 3, the last thing that I mentioned to him was this gap here on the lower teeth. So for me, my lower teeth are kind of like triangles. So at the top, they're wider than they are at the bottom towards the root, and they get narrower. But if they're all shaped like that, you can imagine upside down triangles, there's a gap of a triangle in between the tooth, and that's causing that like black hole again, kind of, which again is looking into my mouth. And I was like, hey, I don't really like that. Why is that like that? Do you know somebody who can fill in those gaps with enamel or more tooth substance? And he goes, well, actually what I can do is I can shave off the edges of the triangles of the top of your teeth and kind of make them more rectangles, so that way you have a gap that matches the bottom gap, and then with the rubber bands it'll close. So that's what we ended up doing. So if you look here, you can see these gaps I'm talking about, and you can see now the gap is kind of all the way at the top. They're kind of closed up now a little bit, but they took like a saw blade and cut here, here, and here, the 3 spaces in between my 4 lower teeth, and shave them down so that the gap at the bottom, particularly this one in the middle, would go away. So that's another thing that changed. My front teeth now are really sore. I also need a new lower wire because of that. And I'm now doing a chain here. So you can see these rubber bands are all one string, and they're called a chain. And they're all connected and intertwined. And you can see again, there's that gap in between those teeth there. So hopefully that should close at the bottom teeth. They're really sore. I got a chain there. I used to have a lace, which is what's on the top here. You can see that wire that's like figure 8ing in between the teeth, which kind of hold them all together in one place so they don't move. They're kind of all as one, versus the chain, which is just rubber bands, which will then shift your teeth versus having the lace there. So that's the main differences. So the midline should be fixed a little bit. Some gaps in the teeth here, you know, that you can see through in my mouth. Those dark gaps and the kind of not symmetrical sides should be addressed, as well as the dark triangles and kind of gaps in the way my teeth are shaped on the bottom. Now again, this is not what everybody has. This is just, you know, unique to me and how my teeth are shaped, especially in the bottom ones being kind of those upside down narrow triangles, and possibly also part of a receding gum line there. You get that visible like holes down there. So that's gonna be fixed, and my teeth are really, really sore right now. This just happened 2 days ago. So it's a big update because now we're like really back into changes. So I really hadn't been sore in my braces for weeks, months, right? I had that surgery and withstood all that pain, that willpower, that focus that it required to get through all that. And then they're like, okay, here's like, we'll make this little change here and there, adjust the wire. We'll see you back in a month. And then I come back in a month and I'm like, hey, this doesn't really look like anything has been happening. And my teeth haven't been hurting, meaning they're not moving. So now I pushed them and we got a lot of changes done. My teeth are super sore, but I'm finally like excited because we're getting close to the end, or at least we're starting to solve these problems, which I think are bothering me at least, and then I can get my braces off. So although I want them off, I kind of prolong them myself, but it's okay because I'm making progress. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. As far as the surgery and everything like that, again, they just want to see me when I get my braces off, but the smile is getting there. Also my overjet, which is the gap between your top and bottom teeth, and the angle at which your teeth are at is also being addressed. So because I had an underbite, my front teeth are kind of at a diagonal angle. I think I mentioned this in my last video. So if my lower teeth are straight, they're kind of like this. And he's gonna try and fix this overjet to kind of close this gap so it's more like tight. So the overjet is also something that we're working on. Anyway, guys, so that's pretty much it. That's what I'm looking like. I'm super happy again with the surgery. Again, it's been a little over 6 months now. Yeah, pretty good, guys, pretty good. Oh, also another last thing is the numbness that I've been having in the top of my gums on the right side is starting to come back a little bit. It still feels strange when I brush my teeth or tap these teeth. It still kind of feels off, like I'm not feeling like what it does on the other sides. But I can start feeling a little bit of like pain or feeling when I like poke my nail in my gums on the upper right side. The inside is less, but the outside is better. So all I know is that that's starting to come back, but this upper right strip that was completely numb of gums on the roof of my mouth and on the outside is making its way back. So if that comes back, I'll technically be at a full 100% recovery, no side effects whatsoever. I have all the feeling on my chin, I have all the feeling on my bottom teeth and gums, everything like that. The left side here is completely good. There's no numbness in my face, my cheeks, my nose, nothing. So there's no jaw clicking. Oh, I just broke my rubber band, I think. Yep, okay, that's okay. But anyway, there's no jaw clicking, there's no pain when I'm chewing. I can eat almonds, nuts, like apples, carrots, obviously diced up and cut up, but anything like that has been no issue for me whatsoever. I'm unrestricted on food. I can eat even candy, Starburst, popcorn, whatever the stuff you're not supposed to eat. I've been eating that sometimes and everything's fine. I just make sure that I really clean my teeth well after that. So that's pretty much it, guys. Everything else is good. And I'll check back with you guys in a little bit once I start making some better progress on the teeth and they get dialed into the very, very end, at which point I'll make a final video, at least with this journey in my jaw surgery where I get my braces off, and I'll do that time lapse of kind of my pictures that I've been taking every single day from day 1 of surgery up until like 1.5 months after surgery. I was taking daily pictures of my face kind of swelling and then reducing and stuff like that, and obviously a picture at the very end. So thumbs up the video, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know also your progress on how you're doing, and I will see you guys later. Peace.